Welcome back to Being Guillén. Happy Friday. And we missed you guys not being here last week. Obviously some technical difficulties, but welcome back, Ozzie and Ozzie Jr. and Oney. What's up, guys?
Everything is it's great. Weather's been a little bit off in Chicago. I think last night it was like 60 degrees. I was very upset. I just want a nice, warm summer filled with good baseball. One part of town is hot. The other part of town is done. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's baseball thing. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the Cubs, one of the best team in the game.
I think that was 2 weeks ago. That Ozzie's like, I told you I picked them. The Brewers won 14 games in a row, and the Cubs broke the record, or they were the second most losses in a row. I think it was 11 or 12. So, Grandpa Rossi, you are no longer the Manager of the Year candidate.
Well, the reason I don't like no-hitters.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know why, but
always say that.
I would love because I know there's some people that watch this that always send a question, and then there's some people that reply. I would love to know what is this percentages of if you throw a no-hitter, if you have a good season. Top of my head, 91 White Sox, didn't make the playoffs. Philip Humber comes to mind. Yank. Like, if you throw a no-hitter. Mark Burley. Twice, Mark Burley. Twice. 07. And then I forget what was his Tampa year. Another bad because I was working in Charlotte. So whatever, I would love to know why is it that when you throw Nolan Ryan, all of his no-hitters, most of them were Texas and then Houston and the Mets. But I don't know why is it that when teams throw a no-hitter.
You throw with California Angels too.
It seems like the team doesn't do well. Who had a combined no-hitter the other day? Wasn't it the Cubs?
It was the Dodgers versus the Cubs. The Cubs won against the Dodgers.
Exactly. And it means I'm going to be honest with you. I think the no-hitter this year is getting devalued.
Well, I'm saying
it's not that important.
Cleveland got no-hit again in a 7-inning game.
Cleveland's been no-hit
three times. I said there's 2 more left. They're going to get no-hit around 5 to 6 times.
Wow.
They're that type of team.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
because
hard to believe. You know, obviously, I keep saying, the Indians don't have a good lineup.
And they got guys hurt.
Two guys got hurt.
Like, it's impossible.
And that's going to be hard for them. And to pitch, they have to pitch almost perfect to win the game because the pitching staff, we all know, it has been pretty good.
You gave up.
You have to score.
If they give up 3 or 4, the game's over.
Two, three.
Their pitching staff has been hurt as well.
Yeah.
Beaver's out. Plesac's out. So they're 7.5 games out.
Honestly, but I think that this year, and I never thought I would say this, the no-hitter means nothing.
I was never a big fan of no-hitter.
And the no-hitter means it used to be such a big deal.
I'd rather have to see a guy have 15, 20 quality starts than a no-hitter.
Yeah, I just think a lot of
losers only care about no-hitters.
Yeah, a lot of we throw a no-hitter. It's not a big deal. Team
now.
It's like
now. I'm not talking about it. It's not a big deal now.
It's like the comment, a ring or a Hall of Famer.
That's a terrible comment. We can even talk about that later.
Would you rather have a ring or be a Hall of Famer?
Hall of Famer.
Oh, my God. Hall of Famer. Who said ring?
No, because there's some people saying that, a ring. I'm like, when you're a Hall of Famer, it's you. When you're a ring, it's the team.
No, so when you're Hall of Famer, you was a bad.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of guys that win rings that no one even talks about.
Will Purdue has rings.
Will Purdue has rings.
Yes, 3.
Exactly.
So
you think that's Will Purdue?
No.
Would you want Charles Barkley's career, Will, or would you take yourself?
No, that's easy. That's very easy. How many rings Bernie Williams have? How many rings Rizzo have?
Exactly.
Ring is nice. I live out of my ring, but in the meanwhile, I have to work every day. But Hall of Fame.
Well, if you're a Hall of Fame,
that's why they say Hall of Fame.
You're probably making money if you can have both.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, then your name is Derek Jeter.
But I guarantee you, there's one thing that people want more. It's called millions.
It's called money. Getting paid.
I guarantee you. Obviously, Tatis wants to win, and Lindor wants to win.
Yeah,
but
if they want to win after they make all the money,
would you rather have $400 million or would you rather win? I don't think Mike Trout really cares. We'll see him.
No,
we'll see him at the end of the year go to a contender. But right now,
Pat Corrales, when I was playing with Atlanta Braves, man, I was dying for a ring. I said, man, I'm dying for a ring. I played so many years, and I never had the taste. I never had the taste even go to the World Series, be in the line, we listen to the national anthem. And Pat Corrales, we went to Hall of Fame to World Series with the Atlanta Braves. Say, hey, I will trade you my ring for
your money, for your bank account.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So doing it for the gram, we're going to go into the first topic. It was a big week, obviously, Independence Day, not only for the United States of America, but also for Venezuela because we are very lucky. We get to celebrate not only on July 5th, but also July 4th. Actually, back-to-back date. It was my anniversary. It's
awesome.
A packed week.
It's like a lot
I know. So, but Ozzie Guillén, had a quote. Ozzie broke down. Obviously, it was not planned. It was very natural, where you had words exchanged. And the part that we're bringing this up now is because there's been one side of the political spectrum that has made this a big news. We've had multiple requests for you to get interviewed. A lot of people said, wow, this is a great words coming from Ozzie, who's an immigrant. But share your thoughts. And obviously, it caught you off guard.
You know what? So he can think more on his thoughts, I think this is the most press Ozzie's gotten since 2012 going to the Marlins. I have people DMing me about this every day. Very popular show, the Dan Bongino radio show.
The one you sent me yesterday?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much,
has
man.
like 2 million followers. This quote,
Shapiro?
literally, Ben Shapiro.
But here's the part. The best part about this is former players. I'll throw a couple names out there. Ricky Nolasco, Tanyan Sturts, went on their social medias and actually posted this and said, this is the Ozzie that we all love and care for. Basically letting people know, because obviously a lot of people usually have an opinion about someone or a take on someone's take. The part that's funny, though, is people on the other side of one side of the political spectrum went and ran with it. The other side did not comment, did not say anything.
It's like it never happened.
Well, so I'm just saying, though, so like if you repost anything, everyone's like, oh, you're supporting one group. It's like, no, we're reposting whatever media outlet chose to write about it.
So I honestly think that this really made its way around.
I didn't think it was going to be this big of a deal.
Correct.
Me either.
So when I was watching it live. I was watching it live, and I thought like, oh, that's kind of cool. Obviously, I saw myself because I was there when we became citizens together. It was a big deal then, and it still is a big deal now. Everything that's going on in the country and patriotism is coming out. And it was around July 4th, and it was a Father's Day. I thought it was a great quote, and the people of America and even people outside the United States really, really enjoyed it coming from an immigrant. So I thought it was great.
Even people from our own country, from Venezuela, very important people tweet me back. But that's why, like, that not what's in the script either. And that's why I think I
think that's why it came out so well.
I was very touched about it. See, United States flag with my wife. And that very, very important moment in our life, because I think this country, like I said, it opened the doors and the arm for me, first of all, then give me a great opportunity to be who I am. Then behind me is my kids, have a great opportunity to be who they are, what they do. This country have treated them very well. My grandkids, hopefully this country get better. Like I always say, I said a couple times ago, so I'll keep saying that this is not a perfect country. It's not. It got a lot of up and down, good and bad.
But it's the best one.
This is the best country ever. And I was making joke a lot about people as a joke. I say, I never see any American born say, I'm moving to another country. Every time I see somebody, maybe somebody did, every time I see something leave United States, just to vacation, work, and come back. People, whoever you, Ozzie born here, born in this country, appreciate it. Don't take it for granted. You guys don't know exactly what you have. If you want to see something different, travel. Go around people. Not go to Cancun and be on the beach and go to Hawaii Hawaii's America. Go to Spain. No. Go to the real what the country meant, and you will find out how proud you would be to be born in this country.
Yeah, we can speak from experience. Ozzie was the only one that was fortunate enough to live here, so he always had it easy when he went to the airport. He always checked that American citizen box. Right. So he always had that blue passport. But we ourselves, we have family that would literally do anything that's legal to come to this country and work.
Well, the part that I like to say about this is the fact that when you look at numbers, and again, not to get political, but when you look at the minority numbers in the United States of poverty, not a lot of people who are in the poverty level here in the United States are migrating. That's where I say, you're not going to another country because I don't see anybody in the poverty level going to Canada or anywhere else because it's bad in the United States. Again, it's not a perfect country, but it's a country that this guy got paid millions of dollars. I'm sitting in a room filled with
immigrants.
Well, no, I'm saying like literally trophies of a game of baseball, a game that we play in Venezuela, but we don't get paid millions of dollars to play.
They don't have
it. I have my cousins have the same amount of degrees as I have. Obviously, they don't make the same amount of money because it's basically based on opportunity of where
what cards you were dealt.
What cards we were dealt, and I'm very proud of that. And again, in the day where, on the same note, on the 5th, it was a day that a lot of people in Venezuela don't feel like they are independent at this moment. But it's a day that I like to honor it because it's where my roots come from. And I think that there's nothing more American because, again, no one's from here, meaning unless you're Native American. Correct. It's a country made of people from other countries and immigrants. So you can call me a Venezuelan American, but I am proud of both because I have that bloodline. And for me, saying that I come from a lineage of someone like Ozzie Guillén, that was the first person born outside the United States to win something, being the first, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing because the legacy that I'm going to have, the legacy that my kids are going to have, this is like if someone who was Italian, 100 years ago, this is our moment now in the immigration pool. Like immigration obviously has changed throughout the years in the United States, but this is the moment now when we've had the big migration. Yeah. That's why I was so proud of this.
I tell people all the time, obviously America, we live here, we make our livelihood here. Our kids are going to grow up here. Venezuela will always be home. As far as, like you said, we that's the blood that's pumping through our veins. It's always very nice July 5th to remember our country, but we still have family that lives here. We still feel for it. And another thing that I will say is that I see this image right now that our cousin created. I feel like in about 30, 40 years, there'll be a statue of Ozzie in Venezuela. They don't realize how big of an accomplishment this was because the years are going to continue to go by. Their years are going to continue to go by. And there's going to be a couple Venezuelan managers, but the fact that to win a World Series is very hard. The fact that you were the first one. I mean, this is a trivia question. This is a trivia question on Jeopardy. Like, this is historic, like Guinness Book of World Records historic. It'll be 1,000 years from now, and they're going to ask some kid in the school in 2052.
Not born in the United States.
Who was the first person not born in the United States to win a World Series? And the answer is Ozzie Guillén. And that's something that think about it. And I think if I always say this, if Ozzie, if my dad was Mexican, if he was Dominican, if he was any of those other things, they would have a statue when you get to the airport in your country and saying this is the first. This was our guy. Like, our guy did it. And I feel like Venezuela will get there, but we're so behind because obviously they got bigger issues, but they don't appreciate. I was reading about it. They don't appreciate the historic moment that it was because it kind of like we're so crazy and just we don't appreciate what we have in our countries. We don't have a lot of great things, but the things that we do, it's like a flavor of the month. Like one day we like Ozzie, the other day we hate Ozzie. So I feel, and I'm predicting that you might be 80 years old, but they will have a statue of you, or you don't even have a street named after you in Venezuela. Think about that.
You
won the World Series of the biggest competition of the number one export of Venezuela. They don't even have a street named after you. They don't have. There should be, when you walk in Venezuela on the highway, this is called the Oswaldo Guillén Highway. It should be all over the place because of what you accomplished. And I feel like that is the only thing that I wish they would catch up with the times or realize, like, this is huge. This was historic.
No, wait. When I died, maybe a couple of weeks later, they said, man, this guy died.
That's how it usually works out. So our next segment is What Would Ozzie Do? And it's a segment, obviously, where we all chime in on topics that are very tough. And this week's topic on What Would Ozzie Do is Trevor Bauer. Okay, so I actually looked and did research on Ozzie's managerial career, and no one actually was suspended from the team. No steroids.
Which makes it easier.
Which makes it a lot easier. But Dave Roberts is faced with a situation that every week, every 7 days, they're going to ask him the question, will, Trevor Bauer pitch? If you think about it, guilty, not guilty, obviously that's another conversation. But from a baseball perspective, how do you deal with this in this certain situation? Do you deal with it like with a player being injured? How do you deal with this as a manager sitting in that situation?
I think you have to make it very clear first day and day out. So, I will talk about this subject once.
That's it.
That's it. With the media, when anybody could come to me, you gotta ask me what happened. There we go. If I go to another town,
and you haven't met them
and
before,
they never met the media there before, in the first question they asked me, I will go to the PR department, give what I say 2 weeks ago, and I will approach my team, talk about it, make sure we leave all this problem out of the clubhouse, and think about what our job is. We are players. I think we have to stay behind our players, but something like that, we don't know exactly what's going on. I said, let's keep playing. When he come back, we
correct. I think the right thing to do is Dave is saying, I'm going to worry about the guys that are here.
Do you make a trade? Do you ask another pitcher?
No. First of all, we're not talking about the Pirates. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers.
They're in the hunt.
Not only are they in the hunt.
I already called it out. Jose Barrios would fit very nicely.
They're trying.
Wow, Jose Barrios is not going to be a free agent. That's a problem.
They are in a battle. And first of all, the NL West is a great division. They're trying to win another World Series, and they just paid Trevor Bauer $40 million. This is the last thing that they want to happen. But like you said, Dave Roberts is stuck with Dave Roberts, the person. Dave Roberts, the manager. Dave Roberts, the person, probably would say a lot of different things that he's saying right now.
Maybe, yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's paid to win ball games. And if Trevor Bauer is cleared by Major League Baseball to pitch, he will pitch. Now, is he going to get booed? And of course. It's a very sensitive subject. So MLB and the authorities have to do their investigation. And whatever happens, I'm sure David Roberts will follow suit and say, hey, he's here. I'm going to count on him.
It's above Dave Roberts.
It's funny. It's funny. It's this is a very tough situation because no matter what you're saying, you're wrong.
Right.
If you're not Bauer, no matter what you say, well, I can believe, but whatever you want to say, somebody say, come on, this is your teammate. This is
and I also
you say, if you go opposite,
you're going to create enemies.
Then you will create more
enemies.
And
I have a question. So I have a question though. Trevor Bauer, he's suspended, but you got a guy coming off an injury list. Huge name, Eloy Jimenez. They're saying he's coming back July, like end of July. When you're making your lineups, are you hesitant and saying, okay, when we play in August, I will have Eloy?
No.
You're not even thinking about that.
No way. No, I didn't even think about it. Say, why? Because if I drink, I might fall off of the bed. I will say, well, I hope he does, but this is my lineup every day. To the day. I never say, oh, we're going to be a better team. When these guys coming, and we're better team with these guys coming. We're going to be.
So you're adapting as the series goes on.
Yeah, and you have to. And you have to, like Tony La Russa said a couple of days ago. We have to play with the people we have here. We cannot worry about people not here. That's a fact.
And I think the correct thing to do is to live in the moment. You really can't count on somebody 2 weeks down the road. You have to go with what you have that day, and your job is these guys get paid to win that day. They don't care about 6 days from now.
The reason I bring this up is because the Trevor Bauer situation is one that involves legal teams and that aspect. So any moment they could say something.
It's done. It's over.
It's over or it's extended. So we can talk about it could be over today.
We could have seen his last pitch this year.
Correct. Same thing with Eloy Jimenez. Eloy Jimenez, we're saying he's going to come back in July. Eloy Jimenez might take a freaking step.
And hurt himself.
Meaning
or re-aggravate.
No,
there we go. That's what they're worried about the most.
Like what happened with Engel.
That's what I'm saying. A setback. And again, I know that this year is a big deal.
I think they're going best case scenario.
Best case scenario, but I'm saying as a franchise, okay? And these are two situations with two players, obviously very different. But I'm assuming the mindset's very the same is what are we going to do for what's best for the team now and what's best for the team in the long run? Because in a setback, you're not going to say, I don't really see the Eloy Jimenez, Kirk Gibson. The kid's just starting his career. If Kirk Gibson's with the Dodgers and he's like first year in the big leagues, I don't think you get the Kirk Gibson moment.
Those things, obviously, it all depends on when these injuries happen in your career and how he bounces back and what happens with Trevor. These are things that are to be determined.
Yeah,
and see how it happens. I think it's a good thing that the All-Star break is coming up. And I think it gives everyone a chance to like kind of hit the reset button. Kind of get the reset button. I know our next segment is All-Star Game, but it's very. When I was growing up, the All-Star Game, it just seemed like a bigger deal than what it is now.
You also were 10.
No, I feel like in the sense from players that
wait a minute.
players were dying to be selected.
Yeah.
Now we got players.
Well, players have always opted out.
Opted out, but
Players have always opted out.
I only see one, Mark McGuire, opted out when I was playing. But check the picture I have in the All-Star game. My God, Hall of Famers everywhere. I'm behind me, in front of me, so Hall of Famers.
Well, it just
nowadays it's a player.
I think it's the era. I think that the era that we grew up in, there was just a lot of really good players. I think that we're getting back to an era like that. I think that the All-Star game also, we got the All-Star game used to be such a big deal because it was the first time you got to see all the superstars together. Now I go on my Instagram and I know exactly what they do. I don't have to wait. I remember, like, I don't have to wait to see somebody from the National League play because I've been seeing them. I have MLB app. I have every game on my TV.
They come to your town and play.
They come to my town twice. So you can
play.
I'm saying you could be a kid in Kentucky and know more about a player. You can be a kid anywhere in the world. Before the All-Star game was like the World Series in the middle of the season, meaning that was like when they were going to go showcase everybody. A lot of people didn't really get to see Ken Griffey Jr. hitting in a derby until now. Ohtani, every kid watches YouTube videos. They know who he is. It's not going to be like the reveal.
A big surprise.
It's not going to be a big surprise.
You
so
know,
that's why I think the big difference is.
And I'm looking forward to the two things. I'm very happy for Eduardo Escobar's first
good job,
All-Star appearance. I think he's well deserving on a really, really bad team. And I'm also looking forward to the Derby because they said that the balls are not going to be in the normal incubators that they have when
they're going to let the balls just do their thing.
The balls normally when they play in Denver, they have the balls in like a humidifier that like makes them not fly as much.
So I'm excited about a couple things.
The balls are going to be going. So Ohtani is going to hit a 550-foot home run.
So can Ohtani catch? When he catches, then we'll talk. But
I mean, Ohtani did not read what he said yesterday. The hitting coach of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim said that Ohtani hasn't taken BP once this year.
Maybe he's got a routine.
Once. That he's not gone out with the team to hit BP.
Manny Ramirez did
that. I did see that, but I mean, is this guy even human?
Well, I'm saying the Ohtani.
I did it too.
You just didn't
because I know all my hitting coach, my pitching coach. So the guy throw body practice to me, wasting his time.
Wasting his time. No, but so we got a couple. So obviously, I'm rooting for Salvi. Obviously, he's Venezuelan. I'm going to default. I'm also calling Ozzie out right now. Joey Gallo, the greatest hitter of all time.
He's hot.
They're going to be throwing BP to him. I want to see how far he can hit it. The guy that the sabermetrics king. Like, I want to see how many balls are going to be hit out.
So no Vladdy.
So I like the fact that the big names that are going for MVPs are not in it because I see the home run derby as like a secondary to the MVP. It's like the dunk contest. You're not seeing the best.
Is Acuna in the derby?
No, he opted out. It's Olsen. It's guys that are like Trey Mancini. I love to see the Trey Mancini coming back from cancer. I like that. Okay, I like that they're doing that. Cool. It's really cool. The Eduardo Escobar though. I believe you have a picture of him with us when he was actually with the Twins.
We do?
Yes, this was a good one. I didn't like one from back in the day. This is when he was with the Twins. But Eduardo Escobar, though, it's the guy that we're really happy about making the All-Star game because we've known what this kid has gone through. We knew that when he was not even a prospect, his story you can check it out on La Vida Baseball's webpage. In our previous episodes, we have a great sit down with him talking about, just his journey, like from La Pizca, Fogo Power, now to his first All-Star game. I love the fact that the manager, Tony Lavulo, even having such a horrible season, made such a big deal about Eduardo getting selected, had everyone in the training room. It tells you a lot about the character of him and his team.
I think that he could be one of the most well-liked guys in MLB.
And he's on his pace for 35 home runs.
So far as
teams are going to take him
out.
I
don't know is in the script. I have a question. What do you think about two questions? What do you think about the two guys, the two middle infielders from the Houston Astros? Opt out.
Oh, we have it. Opt out.
Opt out. I think
it's soft.
I think it's very, very BS because I'm not allowed to curse. Now, everyone knows that they're having a great year. The Astros are clicking.
But people talk about the fans. It's not about the fans. Not about the fans.
The fact that, well, in my opinion, the fact that they're both opting out, they both spoke about this together.
So this is the thing.
No. What they say, I read it. I read. When they say that in my job, I just sit down and say.
So when they won the World Series, it didn't affect them physically because that's what Altuve said. He goes, "I want to be ready for the second half." Okay. I was like, "You guys won a ring already."
Okay, no, but the thing is, I never put attention to another. White Sox team they're going to play against. That's it. That's my job. But when I take, can I hear the clip? What they say about? First of all, they about just mumbling a lot. Oh,
no, Carlos saying that
because his
wife
wife's
is pregnant.
Okay,
Right.
I understand, but I understand your wife's pregnant. Can you show up at least for the All-Star game is for the fans to see the best player in the game?
Well, he got voted.
Well, he doesn't want to. By the way, you guys are both wrong. It's not about the fans. He doesn't want. They don't want to walk into a clubhouse full of their peers. Everybody knowing that they're the cheaters.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
hey, wait a minute.
Exactly.
That's what I'm. That's why I want you guys to tell me.
Yeah, the players.
First of all, okay, thank you. Because when I see Altuve, I love Altuve. Love it. I love Altuve. Cheater or not cheater, I love it. But when you say, "Oh, my legs don't feel good," you go to
He's a coward.
Wait a second. You go to the All-Star game. You play one inning. That not gonna hurt you. I don't think so. And same way with respect because my kids.
They're saying Ozzie Jr. spot on.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
This is why the All-Star game is the part that fans think that the All-Star game
they got to walk around all the players there.
Them being on the field is the least important part of the All-Star game. The All-Star game is really cool because as a player, you're honored from the moment that you're there. Not only you, your family. Okay, everyone's together. Everyone's rubbing elbows and shoulders. Everyone's in the same room eating
Which I
breakfast.
think that's what makes it special.
That's what makes it special. You're in the room. You're in the room with all your teammates. They don't want to go because they don't want to see other teammates, other guys in the leagues, their peers, because they know they're going to be judged as you guys cheated.
Let's be honest. The parade of booze that's going to rain down on them in Denver.
Did Barry Bonds care?
Barry didn't care.
Because he knew he had character.
Okay, but the parade of booze that was going to rain down on them in Denver was going to be historic.
We've had booze before. I think that their issue is with other teams in the clubhouse. This is why Correa and Altuve will be Astros for life.
Oh, you think he resigned?
They re-signed them there. They never leave Houston. They don't want to go somewhere else and have other teams, and because they're the bosses there.
Right.
They get to dictate whatever happens in Houston.
Yeah, and the whole thing that I saw Carlos's interview. I'm not a big fan of the guy because of all that stuff. Like he says he wants to go to sonograms. I'm like, and do this and do that. I'm like, Carlos.
That's what I say.
It's you only get 3 days.
Okay,
it's only 3 days.
No, that's why.
And honestly, your game's at 7. You go to the ballpark at 2. You can go in the morning to the sonogram. You don't have to like.
No,
like
that's what
you're not like an absentee.
When I hear what they say, I was like, I almost puke. I said, man, just say, you know what? I don't want to go white because I don't want to. That's it. Nobody going to
just say it. I'm going to get booed.
Another question. Is you are Tim Anderson? I think Tim Anderson deserves to be in All-Star games few years because he's been playing pretty good for the last 2-3 years. If you was him and Carlos Correa said, I ain't going, you going?
I don't know because I would have pride and I'd say I didn't get picked. So it's kind of like I'm a sloppy second.
Yes, that's what I say.
So I'm like,
I say no because I'm not
I didn't get picked.
Leftover.
Leftover. You're leftover.
I know what
so basically, Carlos was like, let him go.
Because I talked to Frank Thomas. A big issue we have at work. You got to go. No, well, I cannot have enough time here to explain. And now the song I text Frank. I say, I don't think TA should go. Why? That's going to be his first game.
Your first game.
Yeah, leftover.
Yeah,
like,
Jerry Peretti saying, show some respect. At least show up and recognize your peers and former players.
Well, because you can go if you're hurt
for the fans.
By the way, if you can
in 1988, he didn't participate in the All-Star game, but he was there.
No, he was hurt.
He went to River.
So I think that the TA situation. This is a part where it's wrong. Okay, this is when you make an announcement and you got to do your homework because they were not selected by the fans. Okay. Correa or Altuve were not selected by the fans.
I think it's better to go as the second one.
So I think that when the manager picks you, they should have done their homework and know if these guys are going to go if we pick them. The issue that I have with Tim Anderson, okay? Tim Anderson is the batting champion of the American League. He's the best player on the Chicago White Sox right now, with all due respect to MVP till 60-game season.
No, TA is the best.
TA is the best player on that team. If he's not on that team, this team's not where they're at right now. I really wish that he would have just been selected normally. I think he's an all-star over Correa.
Me too.
Because I think if you take Correa off the Astros,
they're still good.
They're still good. If you take TA out of the White Sox, they're not eight. They're not eight. He's playing with Goodwin, Billy Hamilton.
Right.
Look at the lineup. Okay, and people know how it's coming from me. I'm a very big critic of the White Sox. I'm very hard on them. Okay, So TA, I wish that the league would have not disclosed this, so he didn't feel that he was sloppy.
And
seconds.
I know
because he is an all-star.
From what I see from Tim Anderson, he's very prideful.
He's an all-star. Tim Anderson might be better than the guy.
So
Tim Anderson.
I don't think. Do you think he goes?
I hope not.
If they pick him,
I hope that he doesn't because he has a set way. It's hard for him. You know why?
He'd be the only position player for the Sox.
But you know why? I feel bad for him because he's in a hard situation. Because he's never been. Yeah, and these guys. I want to see if Altuve and Correa, if they had never been in an All-Star game before, if they wouldn't do this. If this might be the first All-Star game without the bang bang. This might be the first All-Star game without the bang bang. Okay. Because in my book, they might have been using that bang bang for a while.
Yes.
So this could have been the first All-Star game. If I'm a team, I say, "Oh, guys, welcome. You guys real All-Stars. No bang bang now." Maybe they didn't want to deal with that. But for TA, it's hard, and I'm okay with him not going, and I'm okay with him going because in my book, he is deserving. When they call his name on the line, his numbers, he's not looking up there and saying, "Oh man, I'm hitting 190," and they invited me to this thing. He is deserving. When he looks around that clubhouse, he is deserving more than a lot of other guys that are there. So I hope that he goes because his numbers are strong enough for him to be there.
I don't care who you are. Going to an All-Star game in the CNBA in any league is a big deal. I can only imagine.
And good for baseball.
I can only imagine what it's like going in MLB. And, I mean, obviously he could speak on it. But imagine being – I know when I do my job, because you are considered the best of the best at your job. Not there's good and then there's great. For that year, you are considered the elite of your job. So I can only imagine how cool it is to like put on your spikes and look around like.
And TA might have a bonus.
I'm just as good.
He might have a bonus.
I'm just as good. I'm just as good as these guys.
I don't know, man.
Like for you,
to me, to be honest with you, if that was Ozzie Guillén, yes, I go because I know wasn't good. I wasn't that good. Not like him.
But T doesn't know because they're going to make another one.
I don't care. You say, well, I don't
know, man. You don't take the risk. By the way, the White Sox ace, Lucas Giolito, everyone gave him an ace, put his name. He didn't even make 3 guys on his staff made it. I think so. When you go, you go.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Giolito probably never makes another All-Star game.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So you got to go when you got to go.
Even though it's a hard pill to swallow, I think he should go because
swallow your pride, kid. You know why? He deserves to be there. He's this year. He's top. In my opinion, he's the best shortstop right now in Major League Baseball, only behind the starting shortstop for the Red Sox. That's it. I believe that he is. I watched enough baseball. He is the heart of this team. He has this team up 7.5 games up. Look at his roster. His roster is triple A Charlotte all over again. There's guys on that roster that would not even be on other minor league teams. I don't care what anybody says. What they're doing with that team, I don't care who's on that pitching staff. They're making miracles. Their lineup is worse than the Cleveland team. They're not. They have guys that were out of baseball last year.
No, by the way, they got 3 guys in
lineup. Can we get a Ryan Goins back?
No, that's what I'm saying though. But he's the guy. And talking about rest, if anybody needs rest, is TA because he needs to be in the lineup every single day.
Tim, great player. You should go because it's your first time.
And Howard would like it. Howard Ankins.
Hey, by the way,
yes, Howard Ankins.
By the way, that's why I get in trouble. That's why I got so stubborn. Like you guys call me, you're stubborn. I ain't going. You know what?
Your pride.
Yes, I said. First of all, I'm better than them. I've been better than them for long. Couple years. I'm the face of the franchise. That one franchise. I'm in first place. I'm in first place.
If I'm TA and I go, and I never cheated.
Yeah.
By the way, TA talks a lot of smack.
Do it, TA.
A lot of smack.
Let the world know.
A lot of smack. He does, and that's okay. But smack and talking is not cheating. He backs it up. I think that his talent level is there. TA, if you want to go, my man, go now to wrap up the week. The Guillén Guaranteed. What do you got, Oney?
I think it's a great series that's coming into town. Cardinals Cubs is always a great series to watch on TV. But the Cubs they're God.
Are you going to sweep the Cardinals?
No, I'm going 2 out of 3 for the Cardinals. I'm also taking the White Sox to sweep the Orioles because the Orioles are the only team that all of a sudden the Orioles are just abysmal.
You don't think Lopez has a chance at 2-11?
No. I think the Sox sweep the series, and I'm going to take the Royals over the Indians. I think the Indians are about a couple series away from being like, hey, we're throwing in this towel, and I'm really scared about that.
He might.
No, you know why?
You know why? They're gonna win this division by 10 games.
You know why? You know why it's bad if this happens? Because come end of July, August, and September, you don't play for anything, and that's very, very dangerous. I always like teams in the playoffs to go in battling, not battling.
You don't want to be Seattle. You don't want to be Seattle.
Exactly. You don't want to go in like
110 wins,
116 wins. We're so much better than everybody. Boom, you lose in the first round.
But that's Tony's job. But that's what I'm saying. That's Tony.
Atlanta Braves. You go in, and why do they say that? They say it's because that last month, you're cruising, and you're just like playing like, I think you don't have to win the division by 10 games. But if they want to,
a little 4-game,
5-game, put a little pressure on them. Like, hey, we got to come out and play, boys. Like we're not just going to turn it on, because in baseball, it's not basketball. If you don't feel good at the plate, you don't feel good at the plate.
And by competition-wise, the Sox competition in September might as well be AAA Charlie.
Wait, is it the AL Central?
It's Tigers.
Yeah. By the way, it's going to be uglier or easier. You know why? Because the Tiger, they're not going to pitch the big balls. Those guys not pitching anymore. Minnesota tweaking everybody being sale.
They might win 100.
But that's my point. So when these games come up and you're winning division by 15, and you're like, we just want this season to end. And now the fans' expectation goes, we win the division by 20 games. Yeah. We're winning the whole thing.
They win 100 games.
And then boom, here comes Tampa. Here comes Houston. That's why I think that the AL East, those teams are always ready to kick your butt, because every week they're playing every game. It's like they're playing top competition.
You're not stat pat. You're not doing.
Like they're playing in the games because they're going like, hey, you're gonna win the division. You're gonna win the division, but we're gonna win the wild card, and then the third team's gonna win the other wild card. Like, I think that helps. And even in our men's league, when we play bad teams, your play comes down. So I feel like I would want the Indians to do a little bit better, make it a little interesting. But those are the three teams I'm going with. So I'm going to take the Indians, the Baltimore losing, and then the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hey, that is nice. Nice.
Yes, these are a shout out to Talon Golf right here. Great new company.
By the way, don't be afraid to pick me on. I got my
own.
I got my own
logo. Ozzie G's logo. So on Saturday, I'm going to go Cleveland, Twins, A's, Orioles. But then I got a special across the league, across all sports. I got Italy in soccer. Okay, I got Brazil
against
Argentina, and then I might play that. I got Portier. These are knockout.
You're going against Connor.
Of course.
Me too.
Oh my God, that guy want to fight again.
Big fight.
Big fight. I know.
Huge fight.
How much time?
It's a triple trilogy.
People going to make
Portier wins.
Dustin. We're stupid spending money on that thing.
Dustin wins.
No way.
I get the pay-per-view for free in his basement.
By the way, Pacquiao's coming back. How about that one?
I'm paying. So yeah, it's a three-way, and you can combine it with any baseball game you want.
Who do you have? By the way, who do you have? Garrett Cole against
Jerry Reinsdorf, please. Pacquiao's coming back. Mayweather play for fun.
Activate yourself.
I say, guys, my Chavez, my hero, is back. Jerry Reinsdorf, listen to me.
You want to play shorts?
Listen. Can I play one day for Chicago White Sox? One day.
When you
guys win the division,
the new minimum.
The next day, I want to play one game because I want to retire as a player because
as a White Sox,
they kick my butt.
Hey, the basketball people do that all the time.
No, wait. Can I play one at bat? Say I'm retired. I'm going like this to the fans.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Can we start that campaign?
Yeah, because everybody did.
Let Ozzie retire as a Sox.
Yeah, that would be great. Cole versus
will you be the first player ever to manage a team and then retire?
Yeah, come on. We need marketing.
Pete Rose.
Hey, we know
what do you have tomorrow? People are asking me on the chat: Garrett Cole or Greinke?
Garrett Cole.
I'm gonna go with Greinke. Greinke has a better offense.
And no, Garrett's not very good.
By the way, everyone in New York, everyone getting fired after the season.
No, they're not.
I think somebody's gonna get fired. Somebody has to be responsible.
Can I do that, guys? Can I do one at bat?
He wants one at bat. I haven't read it yet, but go out. Cesar Sabathia has a new book that it's out. It's his biography. It's part of his documentary, Cesar Story. I'm going to let you guys know how good it is. But thank you so much. Happy Friday. Enjoy it. And realize how lucky we are to be in this amazing country.
Get them straight.
And these guys are always golfing. My promos are from last week. Everyone's like, oh, you're golfing this morning. No, I was not. So I will see you guys soon here on Being Guillén at La Vida Baseball.
Have a great one, guys.